Lucifer would have nightmares about these people that would come down to hell and destroy everything. These people seemed human-like as he would wake up. He would research what these people were. Later, he would find out they were aliens called Viltrumites. When Lilith got pregnant, Lucifer would go out and find Viltrumite DNA, mixing it inside of her with a spell, making her part Viltrumite. The reason he did this was to turn her into a weapon in case they invaded. As then, months would pass and Charlie would be born. As Charlie was born, she would live a normal life for the most part. Well, normal enough to be Hell's royalty. As her powers didn't really show, Lucifer thought the spell was a failure. Until one day, Charlie would fall off the balcony, and without using wings or any type of spell, she would fly right before she hit the ground. She was 9 years old. Lucifer would say, "Follow me." As then Charlie would start to follow Lucifer. As Lucifer would say, "It's time that I train you." Lucifer would then look at his daughter seriously, as Charlie would say, "Train me how?" Lucifer would then take a deep breath and say, "I had dreams, but then I realized these dreams were visions. Since I'm the king of hell and a high-ranking demon, I can have visions of the future. I knew that an alien race called Viltrumites would invade us. That's why I used their DNA to give you superpowers." Charlie would say, "So I'm like Superman?" "Yep, and I used it on myself too," as then he would start to fly without using wings. "Come on now, harness your ability to fly." As Charlie would try to, she would then fall down, crashing into the floor. As then Lucifer would train Charlie. It took Charlie months upon months to learn, but eventually she understood the basics. As then Lucifer would say, "You fully mastered their fighting style. You're a quick learner because of your demonic energy. But now you have to combine it with magic." As Lucifer would use a magic spell to enchant his fists, then punch Charlie. As Charlie would fall down to the floor and barely be able to stand, having the wind knocked out of her. This is the power that we can possess, and this is the only way to beat them. They've been with this power for far longer than us, but we can combine it with spells and magic and tricks. That is how we'll win. We'll fight smarter and more patient, not necessarily harder. Charlie would agree as she would start to master these spells and learn with Lucifer how to fight better. As Charlie kept on training with Lucifer, years would pass, and she felt fully powerful. Eventually, she would move out, but she had to do something with these powers. She didn't know what to do, but she decided to become a superhero. She would wear an outfit similar to what Omni-Man wore, but it would have a C in the center of it, and she would actually wear a mask. This mask would be a mask of an angelic angel. This would strike fear into the criminals, but it would still inspire hope. People would think some exorcist turned good is now defending hell. It would shock everyone. As Charlie would go around saving people, one day she'd be hiding in the shadows as she watched an exorcism. Sometimes she wonders if she should get involved, but she knows the contract that Lucifer signed, and this is for the best. Charlie would like to put an end to this, but she couldn't. She had to prepare for the Viltrumite invasion, and a war between heaven and hell could make them weaker. Eventually, though, she would see Vaggie fall, like in canon. Well, I guess in canon she didn't really see it, as then she would fly down and say, "Do you want to make up for your past deed? Join me." As she would lift out her hand, Vaggie would be scared, but she wouldn't have a choice, as she would take Charlie's hand. As Vaggie took Charlie's hand, Charlie would welcome her in with open arms and give her a place to stay. As Charlie would go out and fight crime, Vaggie was appalled by this. Some demon playing superhero? It seems so idiotic, but she saved lots of people. As one day, Vaggie would be pondering in, looking down. As Charlie came back in, Vaggie would say, "Why do you do it? Why do you save the worst people?" As Vaggie said this, Charlie would then take a deep sigh and say, "Well, it's obvious, of course. I do it because life matters, and even though this place is full of bad people, some of them are good, like you. Sure, you may have been exorcists, but you spared that child." As then Charlie would take Vaggie's hand and sing about hope, sing about peace. As Vaggie would start to like Charlie. One day, as Charlie came back from hero work, Vaggie was like, "I have something to tell you." As then Charlie would sit next to Vaggie. Charlie was worried. She assumed Vaggie wanted to move out. I mean, she's been living with her for a while. It was only natural. But suddenly, Vaggie would kiss Charlie. As she blushed, she would say, "What are you doing?" Vaggie would say, "Being with you, because I love you." Charlie would then look at Vaggie and say, "I love you too." as from there on they were together. They loved each other deeply and cared about each other deeply. And weeks would pass as the relationship was only going better and better. As the relationship only got better, one day Charlie would have a strange dream. Vaggie was dead on the floor as Charlie would go into her and grabbed her. She didn't know who did it, but suddenly she would hear footsteps. As she turned around, it was Nolan. Of course, she didn't know who that was, as then he would punch her, send her flying, and she would use her demonic powers to fly faster. But then, another Viltrumite would grab her. Nolan would say, "There's barely any of us left, but we all came down to this place to make it our new home. Did you really think you and only your father could win? Pathetic." As then, Nolan would begin to beat up Charlie. He would punch her again and again and again and again. As blood came from her body, he just continued to beat her up as she fell to the floor, shaken. As then, he would kick her head down to the floor. As then she looked up, Nolan would then grab her by the neck and squeeze it as she would begin to cry. As then, he would throw her to the ground and continue to hit her and say, "Think, Charlie, think! Did you really think you and her father were the only ones who can defeat us? Did you really think you and Lucifer were the only ones there? Think, you idiot! There may be a little of us left, but we can easily wipe you out." As then Charlie would wake up. Charlie was completely and utterly shocked by this. As then, she would leave and fly. Maybe that was a vision like her dad was talking about. As she flew over to Lucifer's house, she would say, "How many people did you give this gift to?" "Only you and the 7 deadly sins. I wish I can give it to more and start an army, but if they get the power, they can go out and destroy. They can cause so much havoc." Charlie would say, "I'll find people who are worthy and give them this power." Lucifer would say, "But you can't." "I must. It's the only way." Lucifer would then nod and say, "Fine, but choose wisely." As then, Charlie would go back to her home and talk to Vaggie. Charlie and Vaggie would begin to have a conversation. Charlie would say, "Do you want power?" Vaggie would say, "What do you mean?" "I can give you my powers. Together we can defend hell. There's an invasion coming. People coming to kill us." Vaggie would say, "What are you talking about? Please just say yes." Vaggie would nod, then Charlie would grab her head and squeeze it, as she would inject Viltrumite DNA into her, as she would fall down and stand up, feeling much stronger. As then we cut to planet Viltrum with Frag. As planet Viltrum had Thrag there, as he gathered up his forces, he discovered an alternate dimension. The Viltrumite numbers were dwindling, but the new generation became stronger and stronger, with the weaker ones being killed out. He wanted a true challenge to wipe out hell and make it their home. With this, they'll take prisoners and make a truly powerful race with magic and strength. So Thrag would launch the invasion months after Vaggie started her training, as Charlie chose Angel, Alistair, Husk, Nifty, and the V's to join her, as Lucifer had the 7 deadly sins. Even though they were severely outnumbered, they had magic, which greatly made them stronger than the average Viltrumite, as suddenly a portal opened up as the Viltrumites flew in. As the Viltrumites flew in, they all began to cause terror, destroying buildings and destroying everything around them. As they caused nothing but destruction, Thrag would fly in. As then the 7 deadly sins would cast their spells with Viltrumite powers, destroying many of them. Thrag would fly past them, punching Satan so hard in the face his skull almost broke as he fell to the floor. Suddenly, Charlie would fly and kick him down. As Lucifer was about to fight him, 5 Viltrumites got in the way, as then Thrag would say, "Are you their strongest? That should be Father, but I have an idea how to beat you." As then Charlie and Thrag would begin to battle each other. As Charlie and Thrag would go all out, Lucifer would try to help but was held back, as Alistair would fall in combat. Many Viltrumites fell, but some of the sins fell too. They were much stronger than them, but they couldn't win like this. As Thrag began to beat up on Charlie, he would grab her and pulverize her to the floor, breaking her bones, making her cough. As then Thrag would say, "You're pathetic," as then she would use magic to poison him, making him slightly weaker. But this wasn't good enough. Charlie would fly away as Thrag would follow her. She only had one way to win, as she cried. Would say, "You're crying? You're so weak and pathetic, just like the rest of your race." Charlie would say, "Sadness and emotion don't make you weak, they make you strong. Strong enough to do this. I'm sorry. I really am. Vaggie, take care." As then Charlie would grab on to Thrag. "You too, Dad." "Huh. I didn't want to leave you like this." As Thrag would begin to punch her, she would start to bleed, as suddenly she would shake. A green light would appear inside of her, as Thrag would say, "Oh, shh," as then he would blow up. As a massive green explosion was seen, Thrag would fall down, no more, so would Charlie. As Vaggie would cry on her knees, so would Lucifer. As the Viltrumites without a leader would quickly fall. As Charlie did it, Charlie sacrificed herself to save Hell. Charlie may have been a Viltrumite, but she was not born one. She was made to be one, with a DNA. And she was the best one, the one who saved Hell, and the one that saved us all. That's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with all your friends. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I did. It was really fun to make. I'm serious though. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button. It really means a lot to me. It really help out the channel. I'm trying to get more subscribers, so just please do it. Alright, enough of that. I know you're probably annoyed, but yeah. I know like very little people actually do when they're told, which I get that. But, you know, I still do it anyway because, hey, you never know. Anyway, today was a good day. I think this video actually did really well because it was longer than normal. I made it faster than normal because I just really got into it. I didn't really have to think a lot, and that just really helped out the video overall, at least in my opinion. And Invincible is a really good show. What do you guys think about Invincible? Let me know in the comments below. Who's your favorite Invincible character? A lot of it's probably going to be more. Omni-Man was good. I mean, Omni-Man, I wish he wasn't revealed to be a villain in like the first or second episode. I feel like he could have been a better one if we didn't know who killed the team. And then later it was revealed to be Omni-Man. But hey, it is what it is. And Invincible is a really good show. I do really like Invincible. But yeah. If you like Invincible, hit a like. You know those shorts where there's like, if you like this, hit a like. If you like this, subscribe. And hit that bell. Because I'm the best. Or subscribe and hit that bell if you like a puppy or want a car or something like that. I don't know. Just some crazy nonsense, really. But yeah, if you do like cars and puppies, hit the subscribe button. But anyway, how are you all doing? Let me know in the comments below. Also, hope you all have an amazing day. If you don't think anyone loves you, you're wrong. I love you. I care about you, and I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting me. Peace out.